Expectations around Lubbock are bigger than the oil pumps that dot this West Texas town. Well, 2 games in, 2 blowouts later, who could blame the fans for their excitement? This week, a hungry and better than their record Oregon State team comes calling. So Red Raiders everywhere, beware lest you fall to a Beaver trap game. It's next on Fox. Today and tonight, 64 Division I stadiums will bring in millions of people with one common denominator: to root for their team. In what has been a tumultuous week in our country, college football is here to save the day. And in this particular building, AT&T Jones Stadium, 60+ thousand have gathered in a sellout crowd to root for one thing, and that is for Centennial Champion and the Red Raiders of Texas Tech to get a big win. Here they come. The place is buzzing, and for good reason, old number 98. Devin Gardner's by my side. You'll hear from Josh Sims a bit later on. I'm Tim Brando. Happy to have you with us. And for good reason. Listen, Texas Tech had a good season a year ago, but through the portal and with some added revenue, this is a program with greater depth than it's ever had, and a healthy quarterback in Baron Morton.
Yeah, I can remember a young Baron Morton, a freshman Baron Morton, being thrust into duty and playing well early, but guess what? Now he's the old man in the room, and he's playing really good football, and that takes me to what I want to show you. I want to show you what the tape says about the veteran quarterback. Firstly, he has great football integrity. He's had injuries, adversity, and he has never flinched. He thinks fast, but he plays faster. In this offense, you have to make quick decisions. He does that, and the plus arm talent is special. There aren't too many guys in the country that you would choose over Baron Morton when you talk about purely throwing the football.
Well, speaking of transfers, Oregon State's got one you'll recognize from this part of the country, Malik Murphy, who once played at Texas. But, you know, with this new team that he's now a part of, they're still trying to find their identity.
Absolutely. These first 2 games, you kind of looked at them and said, I don't think they know exactly who they are just yet. Are they an RPO team? Are they a drop-back pass team on offense? Are they a running team that uses the play-action pass? Well, I think that it should be the former and the latter mixed into one, because their Duke transfer quarterback, Malik Murphy, has had real success and had real comfort in those areas with the play-action pass and the RPO. Thus, the plan has to be to get number 0 in white, Anthony Hankerson, going early and often.
We sincerely hope that our sideline reporter doesn't have to become a meteorologist today, but weather is in the area, and our progressive countdown will tell you that the Red Raiders are good to go, and so are the Beavers. Is it a trap game? Stay tuned and you'll find out right here on Fox. A look at our weather, and it is going to be a factor, maybe sooner than we'd like. A lightning strike about 20 miles away. Once it gets within 8 miles, play may have to be suspended. We hope that doesn't happen. You never know. Josh Sims will be down navigating his way through not only what's going on with both these teams, but also perhaps some decisions that may or may not have to be made. Texas Tech won the toss, deferred, and they will kick off to Oregon State. And the gentleman that handles those chores is Stone Harrington. And back deep, David Wells Jr. and Saladin Allah. Oh, how about that? Beautiful. Throw some tacos, shall we? Or tortillas. That's right, the tortillas. But tacos, you use them for tortillas and tacos. Let's go down to Josh Sims. Josh?
Well, Tim, you remember the name Malik Murphy. Started his career at Texas, then transferred to Duke. Had one of the best seasons for a Blue Devil quarterback in recent memory. Still found himself getting replaced after the season. Transferred to Oregon State. I asked him about it this week, and he told me, look, I didn't always make the plays I needed to maximize my potential in that offense. Took responsibility for it. Says no ill will towards Duke. Happy to be with Oregon State. He said in the first couple weeks, it's been a rocky start. It's all on his shoulders. Knows he needs to play better for this team to get in the win column there, Timmy B.
What happened to him at Duke is something that I don't think a lot of fans think about. A lot of times players opt to leave. In this case, Duke had other plans and basically let him know he needed to look elsewhere. Anthony Hankerson, the go-to running back, is with him out of the gun. Looks like we have some pre-snap movement and a false start to open this game. They had 6 of these last week.
False start. Number 74 offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Tim Rich is our referee today. Mark Larson is handling replays.
Just a subtle movement there by number 74, Jacob Anderson, the redshirt freshman. It's a new environment for him, an opportunity to start this football game. Not a great start.
Yeah, they've had to move some people around, tackles to guards. A backup is in at that position. And Hankerson is stopped, stoned at the line of scrimmage by John Romello Height, number 9, the young man that plays the dog position in this defense that's run by Sheil Wood. Outstanding defensive coordinator that's come in. I've got to give it to Joey McGuire. He made some changes at his coordinator spots, some because he had to. Zach Kintley, the offensive coordinator, became a head coach, and we'll talk about the new one once they have the football. But he's really happy to have Wood, who made it over from Houston. You saw what he left behind in that win against Colorado yesterday. And a quick out to Trent Walker, more of a possession receiver. Redshirt senior out of Portland, Oregon, stopped by Brendan Jordan. And they'll give him about 6 yards on the play. 3rd down and 9 coming up.
At home, if you're watching this game, Ryan Gunderson, the offensive coordinator for Oregon State, he's going to play a bit of chess with this Texas Tech defense. You saw on that last play, they were in zero coverage because they want to try to get pressure on Malik Murphy and force him into bad decisions.
Well, think about it. Without the false start, it would be 3rd and a lot more manageable. As it is, it's 3rd and 9. Another pre-snap move. This time it's Elu, 78, the right guard.
False start. Number 78 offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Boy, it's hard to get traction, isn't it, when you keep moving back?
First it was the left tackle, now right here, it's the right tackle. So we haven't really gotten into the conversation, Tim, about the continuity of the offensive line because of these issues.
Yep.
However, there have been so many different combinations, and they're still trying to find a way to get on the same page, but they can't get to that because of these pre-snap penalties.
Yeah, Trent Bray has been swimming upstream these first couple of weeks as head coach. Murphy's pass on a deep out, incomplete. David Wells, the intended receiver, and it'll be a punt formation coming up. And a big-time stop for Texas Tech defensively. This is a very tough road to take as a head coach after he came over with Jonathan Smith, vacated from Michigan State, now in his 2nd season. And they've had snap problems throughout this season. That's a big issue in this game. It is Van Wells, 55, that's going to handle this particular snap. They've used 3 different ones. The punter was not that far back, and he went with a pooch, did A.J. Windsor. Did not get much out of it. I mean, that's a short punt. 45-yard line of Oregon State is where Texas Tech will take over. So just a 24-yard boot. And let's get your game plan. It's sponsored by Geico. To switch and save, get more with Geico.
Yeah, and the game plan for Oregon State makes special teams special. And you see it's not as special as you would like for it to be right now. And for Texas Tech, be who you know you are. There's a lot of talk about who they played, and it's not impressive that they blew those teams out. Well, in past years, they haven't played to their standard. They played down the competition, right? And they have another opportunity to play up to their standard today.
Well, they gave him 5 additional yards on the boot, so the Red Raiders start at midfield. And here's Jacoby Williams. And he takes a little flare pass, gets it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Jaheim Patterson, number 6, the stop. Pickup of 6, 2nd and 4, and they go quickly. Williams again. That's a shoestring saving tackle by Dexter Foster. Trust me, he had 14 tackles in the first 2 games. If he doesn't make that one, Jacoby keeps on rolling. We may have some lightning here.
We've just been called for a lightning delay.
Yeah. Well, the boos were to be anticipated, I guess. Hopefully, we'll be able to, maybe they can get some dry tortillas when we return to play. We'll have to wait and see. We did anticipate this because the front, which is a very quickly moving front, was within about 20 miles we had lightning. Once it gets inside 8 miles, that's when play has to be suspended. So for the time being, we are in a game suspension here in Lubbock. And the crowd was all juiced up, had their first offensive series with good field position, and all of a sudden, now the players have to go back to their locker rooms and wait it out with the rest of us. As soon as we have more information, we'll be passing that along. Josh Sims, of course, downstairs will be in contact with the White Hats and to find out what they can from the meteorologists. And we're going to take a quick break, and we will find out what the status of this weather pattern is when we continue here on Fox after this. All right, Sarge, thank you. And let me say this to my friend Bruce Feldman, who about 9-10 years ago was with me at this very stadium calling games when Cliff Kingsbury was coach. This is not Cliff Kingsbury's defense.
Oh, no.
You're absolutely right. They've got a much better defense than before. And I'd say the students, for the most part, have hung out. Coach Peterson does make a great point, however, that some of the energy may be out of the building, which could help Oregon State in the short term. But here's the deal. It's 3rd and a yard on the plus side of the field for the Red Raiders in their first possession of the game.
And like we talked about before we parted away, the team that's the most mentally tough and the most mentally stable and strong, they're going to prevail. They're going to come out and they're going to have their game plan that they plan, and they're going to continue on that track.
As my old mentor Kurt Gowdy once said, partner, they don't pay us for what we do, but for what we might have to do. Today, it's going to be a little longer show.
Well, Tim, how about this? Let's do it.
Let's do it. So this delay was exactly how long? This delay was maybe 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, somewhere in that neighborhood. And it's 3rd down and a short one for Texas Tech. This is their opening series. And right up the gut they go for the first down. And Cameron Dickey, sophomore out of Austin, Texas, takes it through. And as we reset them, Baron Morton operates at quarterback. The senior now healthy again after injury issues. Looks on the out pattern for Caleb Douglas, along with Reggie Virgil, Coy Aiken, and countless others. Really good go-to receivers. That's what they've done offensively. And again, remember, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Kent State aren't world beaters. They are stepping up in terms of competition today, which is one of the reasons I think the pollsters have been a little soft on Texas Tech. They're number 21 coming in. It may actually be a lot better than that as the season prolongs. On a fly at the corner, it's Aiken. It is touchdown. How do you do?
All right, let's see if he completes the catch. I mean, this is about as perfect a throw as you can make. The ball, he has it pinned. There's a smidge, and I mean, Tim, a smidge of movement. That is going to be something they look at, but I don't know if it's enough movement. He has it pinned up against his body and the arm of the defender. I don't think that's enough to overturn.
Nor do I. Ben Brawala, who was there defending, had his arm in position, just could not break it out of there.
I mean, what a throw, Tim.
Yeah, and an even better catch when you take into account how great the throw was.
Oh, yeah.
Catch was pretty solid, too.
I mean, when you don't even have to move your hands. I mean, you're in a delay. You've been in the locker room. How about come out and drop the bomb on them? Ow! Ow!
Fox College Football is sponsored by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico. And by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Magnificent start after